Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Planning Board meeting of July of 2025. Everybody? Sorry, everybody. Welcome to the Planning Board meeting of July of 2025. Could we please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody had a good 4th. The first thing I want to say is we have the 2 alternates up here tonight. And also, we would like to, who would like to make a motion to accept the minutes for June?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So. Okay, Maracho Properties.
Good evening. Andy Chung, AC Engineering. I'm here representing the owner of the property, Marguerite Morocho. Just a recap of the project. Existing 10.3 acre lot, we're subdividing into 2 separate lots. The existing house will stay on the 7.3 acre lot, and the new house will go on the 3 acre lot. There are wetlands on the property. There's DEC wetlands that we've permitted. In addition, there's a stormwater plan that was prepared. Basically, roof leaders will go into a bioretention basin in the wetland area. There's going to be additional plantings to offset the square footage of the work that's going to be done inside the 100-foot wetland buffer. In addition, there's going to be DEP permits that will be required. Also, the Board of Health has been preliminary designed. We just need to finalize everything once we receive once we go for the building permit. The septic work has been done. Like I said, the reserve area will go here, main septic area here. Here's the single-family dwelling with the driveway, stormwater basin in the back here, and Coltex for the driveway up here.
Okay. Before we go, Jackie, you good?
I'm good. I'm not going to try to get up there.
No, okay.
Good evening. My name is Bruce Barb. I'm the town's environmental planning consultant. The board may recall at the last meeting, this is opened as a public hearing. The first step the board may wish to take this evening is to open an adjourned public hearing this evening for public comment.
Okay. Who would like to make a motion to open the public hearing at 494 Ludingtonville Road?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Is there anybody here to make comment on the said property? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing on 494 Ludingtonville Road. Who would like to second that?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The board may also recall at the prior meeting last month, the bonds were reviewed by the board as well as with John Andrews, the planning board engineer, and the boards were accepted at that meeting and requested to be sent to the town board for their authorization. So right now what we have before us is a draft resolution. It should say everybody's draft 3. Everybody have the same thing? Good. All right, so this is a planning board resolution for secret determination of non-significance, what's also called a negative declaration, and approvals for the subdivision, which is a 2-lot minor subdivision, a wetland permit, and a steep slope and erosion sediment control permit. As Andy indicated earlier, this is a project in which there is an existing lot which is improved with a single-family residence, as well as associated site improvements. The applicant has endeavored to separate a separate piece off, which is currently unimproved, and create the two-lot subdivision. The board, back in November 9th, 2023, classified this as an unlisted action and indicated at that time that you wish to have this be conducted as an uncoordinated review, meaning that the materials would go out to the various other approval involved agencies, and they would hear back or get back to this board. And Andy has indicated that DEC, DEP, and the Health Department have also weighed in on this project. So at this particular time, this is a resolution that basically, as I said, indicating a negative declaration of significance. Basically, the reason behind that is couplefold. First of all, there are wetlands on the site that Andy indicated, but the wetlands have been avoided to the greatest extent practicable. There is a wetland mitigation plan to offset the wetland buffer impacts on the property. Also, the site itself has got adequate frontage. It has Board of Health approvals, well, and septic system, as well as DEC approvals for the wetlands. So basically, in that regard, the environmental significance would be considered a negative impact on this particular project. Other than that, I have some minor conditions for you to look at. They're pretty much straightforward and boilerplate for this particular application. First, the applicant needs to address comments from the town's planning board engineer, also from my office as well, any open or remaining comments. The planning board engineer also needs to approve the final steep slope and erosion sediment control plan, as well as stormwater pollution prevention plan, as indicated. This was written prior to obtaining the DEP and DEC approvals, which are numbers 5 and 6, but they, I understand, have been obtained. Number 7, the Putnam County Department of Public Works has indicated on the septic system subdivision project. Let's see what else we've got here. There is a bond for the erosion sediment control that was accepted in the amount of $37,500 by the planning board last meeting, and a bond for $7,500 for the long-term stormwater maintenance facility. Really, that would be about it. There are some requirements on page 5 regarding preparation of a final plat, bringing that into the county clerk's office, providing that for chairman's signature, et cetera. That was really not necessary to go through all those details. So does the board have any questions?
I don't. Anybody have any questions?
Okay, so we need a motion and a second and a roll call vote. And please note that this resolution contains also, in approving it, a negative declaration of significance.
Okay, who'd like to make the motion to accept the resolution for a secret determination of non-significance negative deck and the approvals with the conditions for the subdivision, freshwater wetlands permit, and steep slope erosion control permit for the Maracho property at tax map 12-3-26, which is also 494 Ludingtonville Road.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And it's a roll call.
Yeah.
Okay, myself, I say aye. Tom Perone is absent. Jackie Bouchard.
Aye.
John Carlo.
Aye.
Hugo German.
Aye.
Jean Mahoney.
Aye.
Rich is not, he's absent. Kathy Doherty.
Aye.
And Tim Potts.
Aye.
Very good, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you all.
All right, you're very welcome. Have a good day. Okay, Suds and Duds.
Good evening. My name is Charlie Roberts. I'm the owner of Suds and Duds. We do business as Freedom Road Laundromat. Just as a point of clarification, we're Freedom Road Laundromat, not Freedom Plains. The only thing we're asking for today is approval for our signs to go up at 533 New York 52 in the Kent Lake Commons.
Okay.
So it's indicated as an application to have a use change in the existing structure. However, it is an allowable use to an allowable use. Basically, the applicant is proposing to have a fold and pickup laundry facility. My understanding, but just to make clear, there is no washing or laundry machines in the facility. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. So, Mr. Walters, this was discussed at the consultants meeting, and I sent my memo to Mr. Walters, who's kind enough to get information back to us that, in his opinion, although this does not really definitively meet the definition of a laundromat in our code, it is a satisfactory definition as a retail use. And so basically, this is in compliant and an allowable use in this zoning code. As far as the signs go, basically, they appear to be the same size as what is on the rest of the buildings. And basically, if that is the case, there's no real need to further with the signs because they are in compliance due to prior installations. The only thing I want the board to really think about and consider is that it's my understanding that this is going to be a 24/7 open facility, and I'm not sure if there's any security features or anything like that. It hasn't been brought to my attention. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Sure. You're correct. We are hoping to stay open 24/7, allowing people to drop off their wash, dry, fold, as well as dry cleaning on their own schedule, and then pick it up on their own schedule. And it is an unstaffed location. However, we don't think the risk to any, to facility is high in that location.
So are you going to have some kind of
Promise it's been broken into 3 times.
key entry into it after hours? So just, how do you do this? I mean, you just walk in and...
Yep, so you walk in, you fill out a form, you drop it in your bag, put the bag into a locker that is locked. We come in the morning, we empty out the drop-in, we take it to our laundromat in New Windsor, we process it, and then we bring it back at the end of the night. We put it on the right side in the other lockers, which have locks on them as well. We are looking to putting in camera system, we had talked about that, so that we can see kind of what's going on and have eyes on it throughout the day and night.
You said there was a dry cleaning business also?
We do accept dry cleaning as well. Again, nothing happens in-house. It's just picking up and dropping off. That's all that's happening.
So basically, it's like a waste station. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
I think I'm concerned about the 24/7. I do live across the street, basically, and people are living in those apartments. And, you can hear everything, through the wall, so people are opening and shutting the doors. But also, what if you have people that just say, I need a place to stay for tonight? And are the lockers that secure?
Right. The lockers are reasonably secure. Wherever there's a will, there's a way, as I'm sure we all know. Wherever you build a mousetrap, another mouse finds its way through. However, I think we'd be looking to adjust if we do start to see problems, if anything is brought to our attention. More than happy to adjust, but we would like to retain the 24/7 access.
Do you have other facilities like this that are 24/7?
Actually, not right now. This is a pilot project. I live also across the street from it. That's why kind of this came up, why you here, but your laundromat's in New Windsor. I live in the Hillendale community. So one of the things that we want to do is give people to the access. I was a New York City commuter, getting off the train 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Getting anything done was near impossible Monday through Friday. And so I said, okay, well, we can, help out some people who need laundry services but don't have a traditional schedule. I also think about some of our people who work at Putnam Hospital. We did think about doing actually this same thing, the same concept, actually, in the space next to mine, to the laundromat. It's actually turning it into a 24-hour laundromat, picking up and dropping off section. It was unfortunately sought out and confirmed and leased out to someone else before we could finally make our own decision. So it was on the block for the New Windsor location as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it strikes me as modeled after Amazon Locker. Amazon Locker is all over the place, and it seems to work very well.
100%. It's very much like the Amazon Locker situation. It's just Amazoning for laundry.
So you would address the problems if they come up or whatever.
100%, right? I mean, we don't want to bring any negativity into that environment. You know, it's a very nice, quiet community for the residents. You know, we don't want to change that for them. Actually, we hope to help them out a lot. They don't have laundry services in there, so they're lugging it to their cars. They're bringing it to wherever they bringing it back, where they can just drop it off to us. And we're looking to give them a discounted rate to help them out.
Okay. In reference to the sign, Mr. Walters, have you seen? Because I don't seem to have a sign, so.
Good evening, Bill Walters, Building Inspector, Town of Kent. If you like, I have a picture of the sign that was put up. They were putting it up the day I was there. If you want to pass that around so they can see. It appears to be the same size and configuration of the other signs that are in the complex. The letter that I sent to the planning board back on the 25th of June is that, in my opinion, this would be a de minimis project, along with the signage and everything else. My only concern was the 24/7, having the building open all night long. That was my only concern.
Thank you.
So it's been open for a month or so, right?
Only been about 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
And it's been 24/7 for the last 2 or 3 weeks?
And,
Yes, it has.
and people have been using it?
Yes, we are seeing growth
Okay.
for it, thankfully.
One of the things the board might consider is, and you've done this in the past, is to have this work through for some time period, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and have the applicant appear back before the board at the end of that time period, provide a report with how things are transpiring at the facility and if any changes need to be made. And you can certainly do that as part of your vote this evening, and then the rest of it basically could be handled administratively with Bill and I.
Obviously, I would obviously like to see everything come into the town.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you trying to open a business in the town, too. I think having you come back in a little bit, it's just because a lot of people, when they think 24/7, they just freak out, but sometimes they have a right to. But the thing is, if you come back and you turn around and there has been no issues, obviously, then
And you tell us how wonderful you're doing.
yes. And I really, really hope it does take off for you. I really do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and more than happy to come back and let you know how it's going. If you want to see how it's going, we have 5-star Google reviews, which, as anyone knows, is very hard sometimes. People are very vocal out in the world, but no, very happy, and thank you for your support. This is definitely a new concept for this area. You usually see these more in urban settings, college campuses. When I told people that we're going to do that up here, everyone laughed at me, and I said, no, we're going to make this happen. Like, there's a need out there for this.
No, as you said, people getting off the train from Manhattan and that it's late at night and even.
Well, people
Exactly.
have seen the signs outside, because people have questioned me. They keep thinking you're a laundromat.
Yes.
And I have to go through the whole explanation, but people have been asking about it.
Good. I'm really happy. So glad the word is out there. And again, I thank you for your support. So I don't know what's next.
And thank you for working with us.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so the board may consider voting this evening on approving that this is a de minimis activity under the code pursuant to the building inspector's recommendations. It has been clarified that there is just drop-up and pick-up. There's no laundry facilities there, and the board may wish to condition this on whatever you feel is 3 months or 6 months where the applicant will appear back, and just provide you with the status. So it just would need to be a regular vote for that.
Okay, what does everybody think? 6 months? I think 6
I would say
months is
6
fine.
months.
6 actually works good.
Okay, who'd like to make a motion to accept that it is a de minimis for this sign for the said property of 533 Route 52, and also that in 6 months, just to come back, and hopefully you can come back and say you're expanding, and who'd like to make that
I'll
motion?
make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Good luck.
Good luck. I wish you luck.
I like the name.
Cohen Properties.
I'm waiting for her to give me the double tape.
evening, members of the board. I'm Joel Greenberg, the architect for the project. It's been a while since we've been here. It took, unfortunately, quite a while for the surveyor to do the final plat, but we did finally get it. You've seen this before. Basically, it's a two-lot subdivision. The Cohens live on the lot over here. This is their house, and the other lot contains two houses. We have a water house and basically, there's no work, not a blade of grass is going to be changed. Everything, what you see is what you're going to get, and that's it. I had some conversation with Bruce, and there is one other thing that we do have to do. Somehow it got missed, but the lot width, we do need a variance for that, so if it's okay with you, we'll refer back to the zoning board to get that and then come back to this board. Almost done, yeah. And Vera was nice enough to send us the reports from Bruce and from John. And basically, the only question I had was, Bruce, talk about a bond. When doing any work, is there a bond? What kind of bond is required? That's item, third item down. It says required permits, and the third item says town board bond acceptance.
If applicable, Joe.
What's that?
If applicable. It's left in there so it could be a septic service, or there's a septic system that is indicated by the health department is required, that we're aware of, that's why that's.
Oh, so if we do nothing, we only.
I understand, but when I wrote this, you did not.
Okay, no, just curious, because I said, and as both Bruce and John indicated, we have to go back to the zoning board. We've done a quick, short EAF, and unfortunately, there are bats on this property.
What?
Bats, according to the short EAF, yes. And again, question came up with regard to land disturbance. There are none. No trees are going to be cut. And in fact, there is nothing that's being proposed. And then Bruce asked for some more detailed notations of what the septic wells are for the three houses. The EAF, I've given you a full copy so they can do that. And of course, because it's on a county road, it does have to go back to the Putnam County Planning Board. And as soon as we get our variances, we'll be back.
Okay.
My presence doesn't usually indicate good news, but in this case it did. My name is John Andrews. I serve as engineer to the planning board. You have a comment memo from myself. A couple points to make. This subdivision meets the definition of a minor subdivision. It's less than 3 lots. We recommend that the planning board handle this as a minor subdivision. Even in spite of that, a public hearing is required. They did go to the ZBA, and they did get a bunch of variances. And I've been working back and forth with Mr. Walters, and it appears, best we can put together, that they got all their necessary variances, so you may not have to go back to them. We're going to, with the board's approval, I'd like to rope Sarah in to have her look at the record and make sure we're correct. But if you look at the packages that Bill sent me, they did get a lot with variance on both, according to town records. It's not in their application, it wasn't the way it was signed, but the background records would indicate that. The other thing is, this is in an R80 zone, and one lot has 1 house on it, the other lot has 2 houses on it. They're not allowed 2 houses in an R80 zone. That would mean they need a variance. Apparently, based again by the record that Mr. Walters was able to put together, they got a variance back in 2005. So they do not need to go get another variance. Okay. The 2 houses on the 1 lot are legal. So I think, subject to Sarah's confirmation, we may have saved him a trip to the ZBA.
Thank you.
No environmental assessment form was submitted. As Mr. Greenberg indicated this evening, he did submit one. and we'll have to take a look at it. This is an unlisted action under seeker, and an environmental review will be required, so we will have to analyze that and make recommendations, both Bruce and myself. There's a pond and a water course on both lots. No wetland delineation has been provided. I would defer to Bruce on that. There are certain elements of the town code that have not been accounted for in the current application. I would suggest that some are necessary, some may not be, but that perhaps Mr. Greenberg may want to look at what's the applicable section and request in writing waivers. Since this is basically a no-action subdivision, some of the information may be extraneous and not necessary. There are a couple additional analyses that need to be performed. One is the supplementary minimum lot area analysis as required by Town Code Section 7734.2. That has to deal with making sure with the environmental constraints on each lot, they can properly accommodate the development that even is on there now. And then the second one is a look at environmentally sensitive lands. The procedures from both are fairly well spelled out in the code. And as a consequence, there's no action for the board to take on my behalf this evening. We do need additional information, and we will attempt to clarify the variance issue.
Okay.
Bats, Joel? First of all, just to address Joel's comment regarding the bats, that is a non-issue, as the board may be aware, as there are no trees being cut. It's only when they're being cut during the roosting season that it becomes an issue. Basically, John covered the vast majority of what I was looking at. The one thing I do want to address also is just the seeker process. Basically, we just received the short form EAF Part 1 this evening. What I would recommend is that at the next meeting, we take a look at the application being reasonably complete, and the board may wish to either, as an unlisted action, have a coordinated review, but I don't believe we have too many approval or involved agencies other than this board. We have the Putnam County Health Department approval and the Putnam County Planning Department approval. Those, if they come back 30 days, I believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, closes out the other involved agencies, at which time then the planning board may choose to actually declare lead agency as no other involved agencies. So we'll have a look at that at the next meeting and see what the status of that is. We will review the EAF for completeness. Other than that, I have some odds and ends. Basically, John was addressing environmentally sensitive lands, the 10,000 square foot rectangle. Also, there's a section in the subdivision code which basically is a cookbook of what's required for a complete submittal. There may be an awful lot of those that this is basically existing houses, existing buildings, no site disturbance, that they would be exempt from and may request a waiver. Other than that, is there any questions?
No, no.
No. Thank you. Okay.
Still there. Anyway, thank you, Bruce, and thank you, John. We will address those issues that are left, and hopefully when we come back to the board, you can declare lead agency. Bruce, a question. Once they do that, do we have to have a public hearing, a scheduled public hearing?
Well, yes, the board would require a public hearing for this application. We will see if it's complete at the next meeting.
Of course.
We'll schedule a public hearing out there before.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.
And you too.
Sure.
Okay, Zana property.
This is a slight deviation from your agenda. Azana is below the line. It should have been above the line. This is a project you reviewed in the past. You moved it to an administrative track. They did make a resubmission. I conducted a review on June 18th, 2025. They've got everything basically taken care of. The only thing was we never finished the bond process back when we were reviewing it. They prepared a bond estimate. They came up with $11,500. I prepared my own bond estimate. It actually went down to $6,000 when you look at the items that we typically do. I would recommend, therefore, that you accept a bond amount of $6,000 and recommend it for approval by the town board. And that would move this matter along.
Okay, who'd like to make the motion to send the bond amount of $6,000 for the property at 207 Resecute Street in Kent, text map number 11:1-45? That's for erosion?
It's just erosion control.
Erosion control bond of $6,000.
I'll make that motion.
Who'd like to second that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
You want me to stay up here, Bruce? You go for it. Okay.
we're below the line.
Thank you. You're below the line now. Acubra Properties, Paul Lynch has comments from both Bruce and myself and Mr. Walters. Based on the emails received, he is working on that. We didn't have a submittal for this month, but he is progressing. And I think Mr. Walters is trying to identify the correct contact person for the adjacent property. If you remember, a lot of the issues related to this project evolve on the neighboring property. So we're still working through that, but Paul Lynch is aware of it and going forward. Torres, he did make a submittal. I issued a draft comment letter back in the 18th of June. Paul is, I believe, working on trying to complete that. That's the one where there was fill, and the proposal is to take all the fill out, test it, make sure it's clean, and then bring in clean fill, certified clean fill, to restore the disturbance. Zaycon, that's in their hands. That was moved to an administrative track. Laspina, we're waiting for additional information from the applicant. Homeland Towers, we are also waiting additional information from the applicant. Beardwood Willens, I think that's done. And it should be ready for chairman's signature, Vera. Okay. Nichols Road project, we're waiting for them. Beresford, Mr. Beresford is here this evening, but my understanding is the town board accepted the bonds, and we're ready to go. It's ready for chairman's signature as far as I am aware. So I think that's on your schedule to sign after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, Guy Lazaka Mayat, that's done pending the bonds. Did that finally get adopted by the town board, Vera?
It did.
It did, okay. So that one should be ready for chairman's signature. Rapoli, that one, we're waiting a submission. Morrow Equipment, we're waiting submissions from them. They have a resolution of conditional approval. The last I knew, they were actively pursuing most of their permits and approvals. Murtaugh, that's a bond release. That's kind of an open item. I don't think he's ready. No, he's not. I get it, not. The Ryder property, that's a limbo. There are some issues related to that. Lakeside Bible, we're waiting on them. The last we knew, they hired an engineer, and we're preparing a submission. The Holly property, they've incrementally moved ahead. They got through DEP stormwater. They're waiting for Putnam County Health and DEP sign off on the wastewater system and the water system. We don't have those yet. Route 52 development, that's a limbo, nothing with us. Metric Motors, I can defer to Mr. Walters, because last I understand that was in court. And TJ Contracting, that's another one, we're waiting for them. He had an engineer, we expected a submission. He's kind of given us a couple chances, but we haven't seen anything yet.
Good evening again, Bill Walters, Building Inspector. Metric Motors does have a court date coming up in August, so we're waiting for, they were supposed to be back to the planning board before they came to court, but I haven't seen anything yet. So but they do have a court date of August. I want to say it's the 8th. Also, the Akuba project, Autocraft, I finally got into the town records, and I issued a remedy of order to the property owner next to Autocraft for wetlands and safety and a few other things, waiting to hear back from the homeowners association. That's the only contact that I have, is the homeowners association. There's two different addresses. One's in Croton Falls, and the other one is in Somers. So I issued letters to both of them. We'll see who replies.
All right, thank you.
Are we finished with the line, like, Laspina?
Spina.
Below the line,
It wasn't
Yeah.
for tonight.
You-
You're not on the agenda for this evening.
Say that again?
You're not on the agenda for this evening.
Why not? But for the agenda, we were on there, number 6 on the old item.
Under the line.
That's under the line.
Oh, underneath the line.
You didn't make an updated submittal, did you?
No, but we were waiting for the visit from the
We
consultant.
actually made that visit.
And I did not hear anything from that, I was waiting for some kind of
No,
report.
pretty much we understood your application, we saw that was out there, didn't change any of the comments you had been provided in advance, and we're just waiting for that response.
And I guess there's a miscommunication, I
There-
apologize.
Sorry.
I was waiting to hear, but now we'll address that at the comment. We actually prepared the new drawings electronically, that's far clearer, and, you know, that's what we spoke about that last, that time, and I was waiting for comments, but okay, I must have misunderstood
No,
after the
it's
site
okay.
visit.
I guess what, we were
No
able to, Bruce had contacted you and asked that you stake out the driveway, et
We did
cetera.
that.
And we actually had an opportunity, the three of us, to get out there in advance of that staking, and we did get in the property, take a look at it, compared it to our comment memos, there was no issues, and so we were good to go.
We are good.
So if he's going to submit new drawings, when does he have to submit them by?
Next Thursday.
By next Thursday?
A week from tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
No problem.
A week from today.
Today.
Week from
Thursday.
today.
Yeah, and we'll have them.
Yeah, just want to make sure you get that in. Okay.
Great, I think we're accomplished.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye, good night.
Okay, I think that's us for tonight. Who'd like to make a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make the motion. to close.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.